sometimes like I speak to Muslims where like they're almost guilty to say like, yes, I do want to grow my business to seven figures, or I want to kind of get to this level, uh, and they feel like oh, that's not something that I should want. And of course, for me personally, it's something that I disagree with. I think we can balance our spirituality with our business and everything else. But I want to know for you, like, how do you approach your business from a spiritual side? Like, as two Muslims, what do you feel like within your mindset, within your approach, has contributed to your ability to get your business to where it is today?
Abby, one of the most important things as a Muslim is, your rizq is written.
Mhm.
If you understand that whatever is meant for you, you will receive, that scarcity mindset kind of just doesn't come up.
Yeah, so I think that's the thick thing. You know that your wealth, your total wealth is written, it's pre-written. So it doesn't matter what you do, but every day you have to try and do the right things based on the faith. And then your wealth, your health, the day you're going to die and how you're going to die, those things are pre-written. So even right just before this podcast, I was doing our weekly newsletter. I was just talking about death because one of my mentors from like 10, 12 years ago passed away. And it's a sad thing, but it reminds you of why we're here is to get to that endpoint as successfully as we can. So if you work backwards from that and say, what's possible, what's not, even for example, the Sahabas, right? Some of them were successful merchants. They didn't sit there and say, we want to learn this religion and we're going to ditch all the wealth and all the glory of this world and stuff like that. It's not like that. And Allah even says in the Quran, ask. It doesn't mean you'll get it, but you can ask, and you can do it in the sense of, if it's good for me in this world and the hereafter. That's what we always do. And that, I think, is a good way to live. And do the istikhara prayer if you're in doubt and all that kind of stuff. It's just using the support systems that are there for you and doing it in good faith. We're living a comfortable life. We have a good business, family, live in a nice place, all that kind of stuff, alhamdulillah. But I don't sit here thinking I'm doing something bad and I'm taking money. I have a halal business. I'm not doing any bad to anyone. I'm putting benefit out in the world. I'm getting paid for my, knowledge and experience and everything I've committed over the last 10 to 20 years in learning. Why not? Why not earn more? Why not help people as well?
And the other thing about your wealth is it can be a test, okay? Because having this drive and is partly the shaitan going, oh, you need more money, you need more, you need more. But how much do you actually need? And I think one of the things that both Nazir and I do really consciously is we are constantly aware of the fact that it is a test and that we have to be using the money in ways that are helping others. So like, my parents, they're here at the moment. We look after them as much as we can. If there's any difficulties, we'll help them. We proactively show the children and stuff, like, you have money, but you need to let go of money too. And my kids know that. Like, I remember I did an action. I don't even remember what it was. And my daughter was with me and she held my hand like this. And she's like, you know what, Mom? I was like, what? She goes, you're a really kind person. And I didn't even realize, because it's just become inbuilt, because when you're constantly got the focus of Islam and it's all about your deeds, what you're doing with stuff, you're naturally like that. Even with your staff. Oh, you're not feeling well. Just don't worry. It's okay. We're not going to deduct your wages. You've got to have that. It's got to be in every aspect of your life. So you're demonstrating to your family, you're demonstrating to the children, Allah's giving you this test. And it's almost like the more good you're doing, Allah keeps helping you because you're using that in a way that pleases Him. Yeah. And I don't know, but I've heard a lot of stories, and I know a lot of people close to me that, when you're sourcing money from a way that is haram or not the ideal way, they don't keep that money. Yeah. It literally just goes. And the perfect example is like, you get someone, they get a lottery ticket or they gamble and the money's gone. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of, you have to constantly, it's a test on your faith. Or keep going.
All that money corrupts. You win the lottery, you go gambling, whatever, you make some money, but it corrupts you, corrupts your soul. You get the money in a halal way. Doesn't matter if it's 7 figures, 8 figures, or 9 figures. Like, there are billionaire Muslims in this world that are also good Muslims. It doesn't mean that, you've got the money and now you're doing something bad. It's what you do with it and what's inside your kind of intent.
I'm going to give you an example. I don't know if the brother's in this circle, and I'll keep his name anonymous. We owed him some money. He'd done a good deed, and we were like, we had this money to owe him, and he wasn't pressuring us. He was like, when you're ready, just give it back. And I was like, we've got a debt. We've got to clear this debt because, I don't want a debt. I don't want a debt. And I finally got it all together. And I said, I've calculated it. This is what I think is remaining. Are you in agreement? He says, I don't want the money back. But if you feel that that is that, can you give it to this charity? And it was like, it's such a difference. So the thing is, I'm trying to be honest. He's turned that into a charitable deed. I've then got the benefit because I've given the charity and let him know it's gone. And it's like, it's almost like everything just fits together. Like, how often do you get that in a non-Islamic environment? It's just like, it's so nice when you like people just like-minded and get it.
Right.
Even at funnels, I remember a brother coming up and just going, oh, I've got this for you. We've got this natural instinct to look after each other, which is really nice in the faith.
SubhanAllah. Yeah, I completely agree. 100%. And that is something that, like, every time I witness a moment like that, it just makes you feel a certain type of way, right? SubhanAllah. And it's really, really nice to see like that the brotherhood is still there, that brotherhood, sisterhood is still there within the Ummah, alhamdulillah.